I would have bought almost 40 pairs of shoes, different legs, to start up a business. Who does that? That is how they would have just dragged my life. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Vibe with Ngozi. And yes, today I've decided to throw some steps for you guys. Thank you all so much for your subscriptions, for your likes, your comments, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. I've not really gone so far. I just have very few videos that you can watch so that you can catch up with us. And to my returning subscribers, you guys are the real MVP. Real MVP. Come on, this girl right here is grateful and thankful. Yeah, so I appreciate the love shown. I appreciate the support, everything you guys have been doing to keep this channel going. Yeah, because it's a baby channel, and we need to always put it out there so that people would know that this girl exists somewhere. All right, so thank you very, very much. Yeah, and yeah, for my description, I'm sure you guys would have seen that we're having a story time today. Nothing too dramatic, nothing, we're just keeping it and taking it a step at a time. Yeah, so I have a story to tell, and yeah, this story involved me, so that is why I'm saying it. It is not someone else's story. Yeah, so for those of you who know now, I like to do businesses. Yeah, so and in Nigeria as a whole, your salary is never enough to keep you going. You need that side hustle, something on the side that can give you some money just to support you and support the money that you're being paid monthly. Yes, so there was this time I was thinking of selling pre-owned shoes. Yeah, we call it thrifted shoes or thrifted clothes or anything like that. Yeah, so I went online and I was searching for lots of people who deal with these things, people who actually ship these things down to Nigeria, and then I probably have to buy from them as a retailer. So probably they'll be wholesalers and I'll have to buy from them as a retailer. Yeah, so I went online and I kept seeing, Google kept suggesting Vespa. All my life I didn't know. I just always hear of Vespa, but I've never been there. There are some places in Lagos. Lagos is a state in Nigeria. For those of you who don't live in Nigeria and who are not familiar with places, so Lagos is a state in Nigeria where I used to reside. Yeah, so I'd only been hearing of Vespa market, but I have never gone there for any reason, because when you hear of some places, the name sounds very, very far. So I'm like, Vespa, no. I can't be found in that kind of area. So Vespa is located around Badagry Expressway, and after Lasu, after Okokomaiko exactly. So it is just right after Okokomaiko. That's where Vespa is located. So Google kept suggesting Vespa to me, but then the fear of when I hear the name Vespa, I'm always scared, because this is one part of Lagos I've never been to, and I didn't even know how to start this journey. So fast forward to when I now remembered, I grew up in Yaba. For those of you who know Yaba is also an area in Lagos State. Like, that's where I grew up. I grew up around Yaba Bariga axis, and then we had this popular market in Yaba where people go to buy. It's a market that is known for pre-owned things like shoes, bags, clothes, name it. Different types of items were sold, like pre-owned items. Yeah, so Yaba came to my mind. I'm like, okay, I know somebody who has a shop in Yaba, so if I go to him, you probably will just take me to where I can buy as a retailer from somebody who already brings in these things to Nigeria. So I picked up my phone and I called this dude. I'm like, bros, how are you? See my plans. I want to go into this business. Do you have anybody for me? Blah blah blah. And then yes, he said yes. That so we fixed a date, and I went to the market on this day. Don't forget that I still had my job. Yeah, so I went to the kind of job I was doing at the time. I used to run shifts, so it's either I'm doing morning shifts or I'm doing PM shifts, either of both. Yeah, so we fixed a date, and on this day I went to the market. So I was supposed to run a PM shift on this day. So I went to the market to meet this guy. So he took me to the supposed wholesaler's shop. And then getting there, I was really amazed at the things I was seeing, nice things. And I'm somebody who when I see nice things that would be sellable, I can easily identify them, because even if I have to buy pre-owned things, they have to look really nice, they have to look really cute, for it to be presentable enough for me to sell. Yeah, so I'm usually not shy of my hustle. I'm usually not shy of my hustle, so we can make dirty things look classy. Yeah, by the time we market it and put plenty, you guys know the drill now. Yeah, so that was how this guy took me to his his neighbor's shop. And then I got there. I was really happy about the things that I saw in the shop. It was a shop that was stacked up with shoes, like there was no space anywhere. Even while we were there, he just received some new stock. Like he had a heap of shoes lying on the floor that he was even yet to sort and probably wash, or because they usually wash them so that they would look neater and clean and nice enough. Yeah, so he had a lot of things in the shop. So I sat down. The guy who took me there already introduced me to the guy and told him what I was up to, and he was like, oh, good idea, that the business is a very profitable one. He told me a lot of things. I'm like, okay. So he told me start checking that there are new stocks. I should start checking to see if there's anything that I like. Okay, so I started picking. So I think I was using my right leg to try most of the shoes. And then while I was on that, he stepped out, but he had this boy that was running the shop for him. So it was now me and the boy. So anyone that I see that is probably too high for me to reach, he would help me bring it down, like that. I already started selecting. This was something I had about 20k to start off with, but I started thinking, because of the nice things I was seeing, I'm like, oh, I might have to increase my capital, or maybe from 20 to like 40k, depending on the price he gives me and all. So I kept selecting, and it got to a point where I started trying on these shoes. I was trying them with I can't remember if it was my right or my left leg, one of which. So until I don't know what spoke to me, and like I should try them with both legs. So I started trying all of the shoes with both legs, and I realized that of all the shoes I tried, one leg was always bigger than the other leg. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. A pair of shoe, not like there's a misplaced whatever here. A pair of shoe, there's always a 39 and a 40, or there's a 38 and a 37. This was the situation here. So I started trying the shoes. I started noticing, I'll pick up the shoes. I'll check around the shop to see if maybe there's another pair somewhere that has been misplaced with another one. Even if you have those kind of issues, it should not be that much. But in this situation, it was like I already picked like 10 pairs of shoes, and those 10 pairs of shoes had that issue. So I started looking. I had not spoken out at this point. I was still trying to process what I just realized. And then I started turning the back of all the shoes, and then I realized that shoes some shoes come with this sticker. Even new shoes too. There are some new shoes you find or you buy that comes with this sticker. I think on how to, maybe a care symbol or something. Yeah. So there's this white sticker now that has that care symbol that was placed at the back of each of these shoes, and I noticed only one leg had that sticker, and it was always used to cover the size of the shoe. There are some shoes that have their sizes crested, not plastered now, but crested. Like for you to take it off, you might need a razor blade or something. So I noticed that these stickers were used to, cover up the sizes of these shoes, of one of the legs of every pair. And I took one off, and lo and behold, I realized that they had already used razor blade to scrape off the size. So it got me thinking and confused at the same time, like, what's going on here? So I checked 1, checked 2, checked 3. I continued checking, and then I realized it was almost all the shoes were like that. And I'm like, what's going on here? So me now thinking that I'm the FBI they've been looking for, I was very happy that maybe I've just discovered an issue that they are not aware of, and I'll be so glad to want to share it with them, so they would know the next steps to take. So I called on the boy, and I'm like, guy, sure say let me speak pidgin because this was exactly what I told him. So I said to the guy, sure you know say all these your shoes, their legs no dey the same thing, their leg no be the same thing. So it means I just said to him, oh, I just figured out that all of the pairs of shoes that are picked, none of them have the same legs. And I've gone around the shop and I noticed every single shoe in that shop didn't have complete, a complete pair. Yeah, so they were always different. So I called his attention to it and he started smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling? This is like a serious issue. I'm here to buy market as a first timer and I'm seeing this. I'm asking myself 1001 questions, so you need to help me out here. So I asked him again. I'm like, I showed him, went round even to the ones they already hung on the wall. I'm like, see this one, see that one, from smiling he started laughing. And then I just realized something was fishy about it. I'm like, where's your guy? Let me speak to him. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. So when his boss down came, I now called his attention to it that, see Oga, see what I just noticed from all of the shoes that I picked, and practically everything in your shop was this way. Don't forget that while I was in that shop, people were coming to buy shoes, trying, and it's like, when you're buying something, your mind will not be there because, you just want to buy and get out of the environment. So at the point where you're buying, you're just trying the shoes and you don't even know what leg they're giving. If you say you want a 39, I think they already know what shoes have 39 or a particular size that will fit, so they just give you one leg to just try. So your mind will not even be there that, you didn't try the same size. So I got myself, I was thinking about this whole thing and I'm like, why in heaven's sake will all the fine shoes in this shop, in fact everything in this shop, not have the same pair? It was something that I was thinking, and it wasn't even funny because at this point in time I was just asking myself, what's the brain behind this whole kind of dicey whatever. So and then the boss came. I'm like, Oga, see what I figured out from your shoes. So he kept quiet, and then I said, now see all these shoes I already picked, I already spent time and everything, that see what's the issue. So he now started explaining to me that when they travel to Togo to buy shoes, they buy them like this, like in different how do I put it now, a pair of shoe comes in different size, and the reason why they buy it like this is because they usually come cheaper. I'm like, what? They usually come cheaper, so that's why you're buying a pair of shoe that is not the same. You even have a shop. Even if you don't have a shop and you're doing online, it is just very wrong for you to deceive people, because you have a shop, people go home and they discover these things, they come back to your shop, problems. Like, why do people just like to draw problems and create issues for themselves? So these were my thoughts. I'm like, okay, that's not enough reason now. Even if you buy, and trust me, this guy told me he wanted to sell a pair of shoes for 4,000 naira to me that I was supposed to resell. Like, how much was I supposed to resell at that you're giving me for 4,000 naira? And the whole thing got me thinking, okay, so only God knows how much you buy this thing from Togo, and Togo is another I think it's an African country. Yeah, so that's where they go to buy some of all these thrifted pre-owned shoes, clothes and all. So he now told me that those things come cheaper from there, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, but that's not enough reason, because I was almost at the verge of paying you for these things. And I know when I get home and I start to post all of these shoes on, in fact, they would have dragged my life on Instagram. And the brand and the business that I've spent years to build, everything will just go down. I don't do all those kind of shitty business. So you don't even think of doing that to people. Like, it's not like I'm buying and you're telling me, oh, see the situation, no, then if you like it, if you still want to go ahead to buy, feel free to buy. Trust me, if I'm giving you like 40k now and I go home to realize that, oh, this is the situation, or I get people who buy from me and they come back to me, oh, saying this, and I come back to you, it will be one story to another, because you tell me, oh, you have invested the money, you don't have the money on ground, I should come back today, I should come back tomorrow. It wouldn't have been an easy process as compared to when I was giving you the money. Collecting it back will definitely be a long thing. you know. So it just got me thinking. I'm like, oh, why do we just like to create unnecessary problems for ourselves? And it doesn't even make sense you traveling all the way to go and buy something that does not make sense, because to me those things are not goods. They are not goods that you should sell to people. I don't know how you want to see it, I don't know how you want to say it, but the fact that when you're selling it to them and you're not even telling them the condition, you know, it makes it all worse. Then it means you're out to deceive people and all. So I wasn't, you know, impressed with what I saw at the time. And then I just told him, oh, that means as it is, I cannot continue this business with you. I cannot, you know, spend my money on what I know doesn't make any sense. And that was it. So I left his shop, and then I went back to the guy who took me. I'm like, known you for too long for you to want to do this kind of thing to me. Why didn't you tell me this was the situation? Then you would have been left for me to make up my mind on whether I wanted. So he now told me, oh, that he didn't know, but something in my mind told me that he knew, you know. So but it was just really a sad situation that somebody I knew wanted to rope me into something that didn't even make sense. So I just told him as it is, I don't think I'll be interested in this business anymore. And then I left there thanking God. I was just saying, God, I thank you. I thank you for saving my life. I thank you for delivering me from this, you know, broad daylight, how do I put it now? Broad daylight scam. You know, it wasn't a funny situation at the time, but I left the place happy and thanking God that I didn't even have to pay before I realized what was happening. You know, I was quick enough, I was fast enough to, you know, how do I put it now, discover all of these things, and then I had to leave the place ASAP. So my dear, anytime you're going to that market, I'm not saying there are no all of the places in the market are like that, but I'm only just saying, if you have to go to any market, basically shine your eyes. And you know Lagos now, if you have days to say it, if you snooze you lose. So if you don't shine your eyes, Lagos will shine your eyes for you, and before you know what's happening, money has gone, any other thing has gone. So you need to be at alert. Yes, you need to be at alert anytime you go to the market, because a lot of people are out for a lot of things. They can do anything to make money, so you need to keep yourself guarded. Yeah, so I think that'll be all for my story time today. I hope you guys enjoyed my story and at the same time learned one or two things. So yes, to always be at alert. It is very, very important you do so. And that'll be all for today. For my next video, I'll be doing a Q&A. So I'll put up a poll on Instagram. So if you have any questions for me, you can ask me. Hey God, my heart is beating. So if you have any questions for me, please do so. When I put up the poll on Instagram, then you can ask me any question, then I'll answer them right here on this channel. So yes, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please, I am begging, do so by clicking the subscribe button, and then please turn on your notification bell. Please, I'm begging. I'm not using authoritative voice. Let me bring my voice down. Please, if you have not turned on your notification bell, please do so by clicking the bell. Yes, I don't know if it's on my right or my left here. And then please let me know your comments, or if you have experienced anything like this, or if you want to confirm this story, please let's have that discussion in the comment section down below. And then please share my videos, share my links with your friends, your family, and yeah, give my video a thumbs up. Yeah, so until I see you guys in my next video, bye.